The opinions expressed on this program are those of the program host and guest and are not necessarily those of this station, management, staff, and sponsors. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time now for the Crown Car Care Show. Call in with questions and comments, 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Now, here's your host.
I think we're looking at about 49 weeks till Christmas. Is that what, about 49 weeks?
All right.
Countdown starts.
But who's counting? Oh, you are. I love it. That's great. 49 weeks.
About 49.
All right.
2 weeks. We're the second week.
It'll be here before you know it.
Of course it will.
Yes.
And we had quite a treat this year.
We did. Santa
was calling quite frequently. I would argue that we may have been the most called radio station in maybe the entire world.
Very likely.
With Santa Claus.
Santa Claus has special affinity to Stewart and Martin County and showed it.
And we did find out that the sled has quite an affinity for the methane gas.
Yes. Yes.
So.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So the global warming people, I'm sure, are all up in arms. But
they are.
Well, Christmas is past. So
we got a great year.
Mm-hmm.
2020 Motor Trend Car of the Year. The 2020 Motor Trend Car of the Year is the C8 Corvette mid-engine
C8 Corvette.
And I believe the price point's gone up again.
Oh, it has.
Yes,
you mean they didn't offer a discount?
I'm just looking here. The test. I'm looking at. You're looking at a mere sum of base price is $76,000.
Oh, a mere $76,000.
Prices tested was $88,000. So there is a. Because I read that was supposed to be like $49,000 or $50,000. The price point entry. That's not true. It's just not true.
So they're doing the measurement of the engine by the liter's displacement, not by cubic inches anymore, right?
Yes. Although this one here, it's a 376 cubic inches.
Oh,
the motor on that Corvette.
All right, so they're kind of giving you the old school
376.
Nice.
So great car. I've heard great reviews on it. Read reviews.
More powerful than the old 400.
Yeah, it's got 495 horsepower.
Wow.
500 horsepower.
That's huge.
I'll tell you another car that's come out this year that's quite exciting is the Shelby GT500.
Yeah.
Now that, let me tell you, the horsepower on that Shelby is quite crazy. I believe it's close to 7 or 750, which is Frank, that's unbelievable.
Really?
I mean, think about
750. That'll pretzel up a transmission in a hurry.
Okay, here it is. 760.
Wow.
Horsepower.
760.
Wow.
That's
GT500. Now, there's two versions available. As over the course of since 2016, they've offered the GT350, which is a 5 liter, which is roughly 5 liters, roughly 302, a little over 300 cubic inches.
Okay.
And that is their base model, the GT350, which, if y'all don't know out there, Shelby is a trademark name named after Carroll Shelby, who was involved heavily with Ford racing in the early and mid and late 60s.
Yes, and you just saw a movie about that.
I did. What a great movie.
Do tell.
The movie was, well, if you've seen some of the trailers on it, as you all know, Matt Damon plays Carroll Shelby.
Okay.
But really what caught my attention on that movie and really made me smile and just
warmed your heart.
Warmed my heart.
Yeah.
Was the role played by Christian Bale. What a great actor he is. He deserves an Academy Award for this. And the relationship he had with his lovely wife. Ken Miles was the racer. And Ken Miles raced with Carroll Shelby in that infamous Le Mans trek that they did over to France to beat Ferrari. And I believe they did it 4 or 5 years in a row.
Nice.
But and they did it 1, 2, 3, the cars. First, second, third, the first year they raced.
Wow.
Ken Miles won number 1.
Yeah.
Just a good movie. If you're looking for a feel-good movie, it's a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say. There's no swearing, there's no off-color scenes. It's just one of those good old just good movies. It's like a Forrest Gump kind of movie, if you ask me.
All right.
So I urge every one of you out there listening,
Cool.
Go see it. It's still at the theater. The filming's great. If anyone's ever seen the movie Le Mans with the actual movie Le Mans with, I can't think of his name, is the actor that was in it. James Gardner, I think, was in it. Maybe.
Okay.
It's the filming, the footage is just insane. Live from the car, seat of the pants feel. You really, and some funny scenes with the Deuce, which is Henry Ford II. Just what he did. Carroll Shelby take him for a ride.
This is a little bit like the moonshot in that they had a compression of time.
Yes.
In order.
Yes, you nailed it. That's exactly right. They had to do this in like under a year. Yeah.
Which is unheard of.
And they did it.
Yeah. But you have to pour a lot of money.
All because of the premise that Ford didn't get his way. The Deuce didn't get his way when he tried to buy Ferrari, and ultimately Fiat, bought him. Yeah, a couple months afterwards, and they still to this day own them. Fiat. We've talked about that. Fiat owns Ferrari, which also owns Chrysler, which also owns Jeep. Yeah, right. Also owns Maserati. Bugatti's owned by Volkswagen. So is Lamborghini. Volkswagen. Wow. So there's your big supercars. Who owns them? Yeah, big conglomerates. Italian. One's Italian. One's German.
And Maserati is
Italian. They're opening right up here in town.
They are indeed.
And they're one of our advertisers, not just on this radio show at times, but I believe they're an advertiser on your radio station in general.
Yes.
Fabulous organization, Maserati. So, good success story.
And we hope to be interviewing somebody from their store.
We will
soon.
Yep, yes. That's great. So super. It's just wonderful. Any other news out there you can give me a hand on?
Well, yeah, there was all kinds of interesting things about the Ford sales. We're up over 17. Was it 17 million?
17 million. That's a number that's hard to fathom.
Yep. Their high point was actually 17, I think almost 17.5 million in 2016. So it's actually gone down a bit, 17.1. So overall, they're about 2.5% down from their high point.
Okay, and Ford make that Shelby I was just talking about, made by Ford. I didn't tell you the base price. The base price of the GT500 is a little bit more than the base price of the Corvette, but less than the one that I was reading about in Motor Trend that was tested. The base price is $74,000. Yeah. Which one would I rather have? The Shelby. Yeah, much better car.
Oh yeah,
in my opinion. And it's only my opinion.
So one guy that never seems to miss being on the news is the ex-CEO Goshen.
Oh, he's in the news again? He had a masseuse that was coming to the prison cell.
Yeah, so you may have missed this over vacation, but he skipped town.
Oh no,
he's in Lebanon.
What? Well, he was a Lebanese, I believe.
Well, that's right. He spirited away. He
not on a Spirit airline.
No, but he ducked out.
No, so he jumped bail?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. He snuck out.
No. This is a story where this is ripe for a movie.
I was just going to say that. You took the words out of my mouth. Yes, this is a movie to be coming for sure.
This is crazy.
Yes, you cannot write this.
And he lived larger than life, didn't he?
Yeah, and apparently his prison escape was equally larger than life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that sounds like a movie Clint Eastwood should direct.
Wouldn't it be? That would be good.
He'd be good at it.
That'd be good.
He's got a new movie out that I'm not sure what it is. It's the movie about the Atlanta, the Atlanta situation that happened down there in the Olympics.
Oh, right, the Olympics. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So a good movie. I have not seen it. Don't know anything about it, but I just know Clint Eastwood directed it.
And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Crown Car Care Show.
Yes.
Sponsored by Crown Car Care.
Yeah, we have 2 locations in Storrs and Palm City. Been in business since 2007. Wow. 2007. And I invite every one of you to come to one of my shops. And we're going to talk at length after our beginning intro here. We're going to talk at length. And why would you want to come to Crown? Why would you even think about coming to one of my shops? What do I offer that nobody else offers? What's my world like? And how can it be different than the dealerships that maybe you're accustomed to that you don't like? Or maybe you'd like a change. Maybe there's nothing wrong with where you go, but you want to try something different. Yeah. You want a different flavor. Well, I can certainly tell you, you're going to get a different flavor at my two shops, and we'll go in length. That's what the topic is going to be today.
Nice.
Why choose Crown?
Mhm.
Why choose Crown? Why would you want to come to my shops?
Yeah.
It's some compelling reasons to come to us. And I'm not for everybody, but what I offer is something that's a little bit different, maybe a little bit slower, a little bit happier.
Personalized service.
Personalized service, and we'll get to it. Tesla sales for 2019, Frank, were what I just read was 367,500. So,
all right.
A big number. Well,
Yeah.
not compared to Ford,
Not
but I'm going to tell you that's a big number.
Yeah.
Put it in perspective. The first 6 months, Lexus sold 360,000. Lexus has been a brand around, I believe, since 1989, 86, 89. They started. It's an offshoot of Toyota. Their luxury premium line. Their cars start roughly in the price range of, 45, 50,000, 35
right
up, which is in that price range of a Tesla, right? A Model 3.
Correct.
And if Tesla's doing it this fast, I think it's a hat tip to Tesla for the sales that they've done. Listen, he's under a lot of pressure.
Well, his number is going to jump exponentially now that they've already opened the Gigafactory in Shanghai. That is already.
Oh.
They broke ground in February last year.
Well, thank you. I did not know that.
And they've got cars rolling off the assembly line even as we speak.
Do you think they have any Cybertrucks available?
Maybe soon.
We like these Cybertrucks.
Man.
Here's a picture of it on the cover of. If anyone wants to get a good semi-review on it, it's kind of fluffy. There's no real hard details on it.
Right.
But in the February 2020, I haven't even gotten there yet, and the magazine's out, Motor Trend, which is a great news source. If anyone out there wants a good magazine to read in the industry, and it talks about current, old, has stories about, in fact, in this month, it talks about the FJ, which is the Toyota Land Cruisers. Motor Trend, good magazine. Another good magazine I like to read is Automobile Magazine. I brought one of those with me today, and on the cover is the GT500.
Nice.
Which is a fabulous car.
And that's going to be the SUV.
Well, that's the Mustang E.
The Mustang
or Mach-E.
Mach-E.
You know what the range is on the Mach-E? Pretty good. About 300.
300
miles.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad. Car looks good, too. It's really an SUV. I don't... they call it the Mach-E Mustang, but it's really an SUV. Kind of looks like a little bit like the Edge.
Yes.
But a little squattier. Like the roof has been pushed down a little bit. So,
but you can do that because that's an electric car, right?
Electric car. Complete electric.
So you can lower the suspension a little bit.
Probably. Because
of that.
Yeah. Now, have you seen the Volkswagen is not making the Beetle anymore?
I know.
Have you seen the commercials for it?
No.
They're good. They're worth noting. Listeners out there, go on YouTube, Google it, whatever you got to do, but just look at some of the ending commercials. It's like flying off in the sunset. Just a good movie. I mean, a good short video on it. And they're kind of a longer commercial, actually.
Wow. It's more than a minute or two, huh?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
I think one of them was a Let It Be. Maybe in Let It Be, it was a Beatles song that they played. One of them. Just a great... Wow. I'm not a big fan of the Beetle and Volkswagen. Yeah. They're great vehicles.
I owned one.
I have customers that own them. They're not on my top list, but I have nothing wrong with them.
I had I had a Volkswagen Beetle, and I couldn't tell you what year it was. It was fairly old, and it had the old bumper.
Yes.
With the two metal posts.
Did it have the two machine guns coming out the back for the exhaust?
Yes, of course. and the one lost its connection to it. And then a friend of mine took a hacksaw off the workbench. Oh. And he just cut it off the other. And he said, "You don't need that anymore." No, it's decorative. It's not functional.
It's not even functional.
Yeah.
No.
So I drove it around without a bumper. Okay. But you can do that in the 60s.
Sure, you could. You about do anything in the 60s. Not now.
No.
So. Interesting.
Yeah.
Any other news out there you can tell me about?
Yeah. There's the Nissan touts a new sound deadening material. Material that uses a lattice structure and plastic film to control air vibrations that limits the transmission of loud noises from things such as loud engines and roads.
Interesting.
So that'll make the cabin ride, the feel more comfortable for the passengers.
How do you think he got out of jail?
Goshen?
Yeah.
I think this
I
is
just
something.
I can't stop thinking about this.
I know it.
How did he
Yeah.
get out? Was it a jailbreak?
It was no, it was. I don't know how he did it. I really
But
don't.
he's on the lam, so to speak.
He is in Lebanon right now, even Beirut, Lebanon.
His life was, I don't. Jeez.
Yeah,
He was the CEO of a big international company,
but he
jumped ship.
Yeah. So I think there's more new. Yeah, you're going to spend most of the night Googling and
Yeah.
that.
Well, what worries me is
Yeah.
if you just a little tidbit of information out there for all of our listeners, because we talk about technology and we talk
do.
about security systems on cars. I'm going to tell you, be careful of any of these home-based cameras and alarm systems and door locks you use. There's a crack out there with a laser.
Oh, yes. I saw that video.
Did I see it? I saw it 3 times.
I think I sent it to you.
Of course you did. That was unbelievable.
I only send you the good stuff. Yeah, that was scary stuff.
And it's real.
Yes, of course. You can fool a lot of interior alarm systems with just lasers.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So everyone remember,
Yeah.
don't always lock your doors, turn your outside lights on,
Right.
Alert your neighbors if you're going away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you can do above and beyond the alarm system to prevent, mishaps from going on.
Have a good junkyard dog.
Junkyard dog.
Yeah.
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 I think Leroy Brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad Leroy Brown.
He's got a junkyard
Badder
dog.
than a junkyard dog, meaner than a.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have to play that song when we come back from break.
We'll do that.
Should we
We'll
find
do
that one about
Sure.
Leroy Brown?
We'll do that. We'll look for
Great.
it.
And, was it 2 weeks ago? We had a wonderful guest about the Christmas lights.
We did.
I sure enjoyed that.
Yes.
Deacons Insurance.
David Deacons.
David Deacons. Deacons Carroll Insurance over there off US 1 heading into Hope Sound on the right-hand side, the green building with the big black bell.
Right.
All your insurance needs, go see David Deacon.
Right.
And he puts on a heck of a Christmas presentation.
So they told me at the Flagler Center when I moved in there, because at the foyer entry, there used to be a lot of Christmas lights around the entry. And, of course, all that's all gone.
Why can't you do it again next year?
Well, you can run those lights I'm thinking about running them all the time.
Well, get with David Deacon. He'll help
I'm
you.
wondering, do you think David might have a couple of strings of lights he could loan me?
We need to reach out. David, if you're listening out there, we need some strings of lights.
Yeah. And
I'm sure.
Maybe he can lend some of his expertise.
Well, he's got the placements figured out. That would be a good idea to flashing lights.
Lights by Deacons Carroll.
To lure people in.
Yes.
To the fabulous Flagler Center in downtown Stuart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Let's take a break and we'll
All
come
right.
back and we'll have a more fun show.
Okay, very good. We'll do it. And we'll be right back, so stick with us.
All right, the bad Leroy Brown.
That's right. So this is the time of year where we like to make predictions
Yes.
for the coming year.
Okay.
So what are you thinking? What kind of prediction are you?
I predict they're going to find the lifeboats from the Titanic.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think they made it.
Yeah, they're missing. In fact, you sent me an article on it.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting stuff. I
opened that door for you the other week when I told you that there's rumor that the Titanic really wasn't the Titanic.
I suspect that Google is always listening to us on our phones.
Potentially.
I think, and this is the reason why I didn't have anything, you have on your favorites, on your YouTube favorites, right? They recommend things that they know that from your viewing habits.
Yes.
After you and I had the conversation, all of a sudden stuff started popping up about the Titanic.
No way.
Yes way.
And you never searched for it?
Never did.
Oh. Ooh. Well, interesting. No, it's kind of helpful though.
Yeah, it's interesting to know.
Yeah. Any predictions on that?
So my prediction is, I don't think people are going to continue to be blissfully unaware.
Yes.
I think that's my prediction for 2020.
Here's my prediction.
Okay.
Crown Car Care is going to have another successful year.
Good.
We have 2 locations in Martin County.
Mm-hmm.
We have one off Cove Road in Stewart. Mike is the manager there. Fabulous guy. The address is 4455 Southeast Cove Road. We've been there for about 11 years. Great people. Rich, my lead technician over there, what a fabulous, smart individual he is. He's always willing to talk to anybody. He'll come talk to you about your car, even if you don't bring it in for service. If you have any questions about your car, you want an oil change, you want anything car related, you go see Mike and Rich and the guys over there, and they'll be able to help you out.
Now, if you have a truck, can they help you repower that truck?
Yes, they can.
Well,
in fact, we're doing a Jeep. We're doing a Volkswagen there, and we're doing a Jeep repower in Palm City.
Nice.
So we're doing a used motor for the Volkswagen at Cove Road. So we're repowering. So here's an interesting concept for people out there. Let's say you have a vehicle that's paid for.
Yeah, you own it straight away.
You own it straight away, so you don't have any debt on it, or you don't own any paper on it. You don't make payments on it. And it's been a good car for many years. You love the car. It kind of feels just right when you drive it. You got new tires on it. You've recently put new brakes on it, but your engine fails. Yeah. Many people think that you have to get rid of it. Yeah. No, you don't.
Fear not.
There's all kinds of options out there that we can help you with. Reasonable options that will surprise you. The price. I don't recall the exact price of this engine swap, but I know it's under $4,000.
All right.
Well under.
Yeah.
Well under. I believe it's around $3,000.
Cheaper than a car.
Yeah. But it's repowering your existing vehicle.
Right. So you already know how it rides.
You already know. And I mean, in some cars, it's not a candidate for. You know that.
Right.
If the car's really, really beat up, we'd have to sit and think twice about it maybe.
Right.
Because it might need more work than just a motor. Yeah. But if you've got an engine, if you've got an AC, a transmission, if you have an AC system that fails on a car but it might not have to be paid for, but it's your vehicle and you love it. Yeah. And you're kind of worried and scared what you're going to do. Do I take it to the dealer and find out it's going to cost me thousands? And this leads into what I was just going to start talking about. What separates Crown Car Care? What's kept me in business these years? What is it about my shops? What is it about the culture there? What's it about the attitude? How is it that we fix cars that has caused me and our people that work for us to succeed over the years? What have we done right? Have we made mistakes? We've all made mistakes.
Yeah, you're
human. What has our direction been for the course of 13 plus years to keep Crown Car Care going strong, to keep 2 locations busy with vehicles? How is it and what is it that we do different? I'll tell you what we do different. First of all, we smile. We're nice. We listen. And I think that might be one of the big factors that we do that no one else does. We listen to you. Right. It's important, Frank.
You bet it is.
How many times have you just wanted the doctor to listen to you? Yeah. How many times have you gone somewhere and had services done at your house and you keep having to come back? And it's because they won't listen to you.
Right.
You've got the answer. You just don't know how to fix it. And that's what I say with most of my customers and my guests that come to my stores. They've got the answer. They know what they've got, but they don't know how to fix it.
Right.
All we've got to do is both of us to put our heads together. We'll come up with a solution and we can fix it. We've got equipment that's dealer comparable. In fact, many of the product lines, for example, Ford, Volkswagen, Mercedes, we've got the factory equipment. General Motors, I've got the factory scan tools and the equipment that the dealers use. Same equipment.
Nice.
Are you afraid that maybe your car's a little bit too new and you're afraid that the guys at Crown can't fix it because maybe we're old-fashioned and we're old school? That's not the case at all. We are a little bit old-fashioned, but we're current, we're smart, we're educated, we're ASE certified. In fact, I'm an ASE certified master technician, not only in car lines, but I'm also in diesel light-duty trucks. I'm certified in hybrid cars, and I'm also certified in medium-duty diesel and diesel performance for medium-duty trucks. Nice. I have like 14 certifications from ASE.
Wow. And
you don't just get that by signing up for the test.
Yeah.
You got to pass the test once you sign up for it. You have to do it. And that's what I'm in the every year we go through, in the beginning of the year, we go through the process of who's going to take what tests and how am I going to educate the people that work for me? Where are we going to go to classes? The second factor that separates us from a lot of people is we educate. Not only do I teach the people that work for me the processes of how to fix cars, but I send them places to go to fix cars and learn. You don't learn on the customer's car. You learn expertise, and then you take that expertise and bring it to the customer's cars. And that's something that we do. Another factor that separates us from the rest. Value separates us from the rest of the pack. Are you afraid to go to the dealer? Are you afraid that they might be a little bit more expensive than you want to bite off? Is that what's keeping you from going to getting your car AC refixed? Maybe the door lock that doesn't work quite right on the left rear. What's holding you back from getting it fixed? Is it because you're afraid to go to one of these bigger establishments and you're afraid you're going to get taken advantage of? Are you on a fixed income? Are you retired and you need to have someone to really hold your hand and take care of you through the whole process? Guess what? Crown Car Care can do it, and we will do it. I put my name behind it. That's why I'm on the radio show. I do a radio show every week here with Frank. Mm-hmm. Every week. And we broadcast to the world that we're Crown Car Care. And because of that, I'm not afraid. I go to work with a smile on my face every day, ready and willing to serve anybody and anybody that comes in our shops. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what kind of car you have. If you love your car, and even if you don't love your car because it's all broken, bring it in and we'll make you fall back in love with it.
Yeah.
We will. And I'll make it so you don't want to trade it in. How many times do I get vehicles that come into my shop and it was a simple fix and they're just so worried they're ready to trade it already, for crying out loud.
Right. Because they're frustrated.
Yep. And I'm going to give you a case study right now. This leads right into my next statement.
All right.
2013, Nissan Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2013.
Yep. I know the car.
And who was the CEO of Nissan in 2000?
I think it was Goshen, wasn't it?
Jailbird.
Yeah.
Jailbreak. I can't believe he jumped international borders.
I know it.
How did he get over to Palestine or wherever, Lebanon?
He flew.
Oh, he did. Well, he's got a lot of money.
Private jet. By the time they realized he was gone, he was already in Lebanon.
Lebanon bologna, I've heard of. You ever heard of that? It's a type of meat.
Yeah.
Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Been there.
Yeah. I don't think he's going there, though. No, he's in Beirut. He's got his own mansion there.
Oh, so now it's unfolding before our eyes.
The thick platens.
Yes. Think he's got a thing around his ankle?
Well, I don't think he cares. I'm sure he's got the technology to cut it off.
Okay, so it's a 2013 Nissan Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
Customer came in, happens to be somebody that my son plays basketball with. I'm not going to give any names to protect the innocent.
Okay.
Or just going to say it's a 2013 Nissan Pathfinder, maroon in color.
All right.
130,000 miles.
Oh, just broke in.
Just getting broke in.
Yeah.
Came in. A friend of ours, they called us, and they were all just in a panic. The battery was going dead overnight, and the screen for the navigation was staying on. That was one thing that the customer noticed.
Oh, that'll kill a battery.
Sure it will. But why was it staying on?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting observation. Why was it staying on? Why was that? The car was being turned off. Now it has push button start.
Right.
There's no key.
Right.
Keyless entry. Remote. You don't need to put the key in anywhere.
Right. Just
near field. Use that near field.
RFID.
Near field. That's right. That's right. Push the button and it starts up. You'd shut it off and the navigation would stay on.
Right.
And the battery was failed. It was no good. It had a bad cell in it. Now, the first question is the battery fail because the battery was going dead, or was maybe the failed cell or the weak battery maybe contributing factor into the cause of what the problem was? Yeah. Right? You could have a bad battery that causes something to fail, which then causes it to drain down. But is that really what's the cause? Right. Is it the battery or is it what it affects? And in my business, cause and effect is everything.
Oh, you bet it is.
In fact, I've never thought about this before, but I'm going to say at Crown Car Care, cause and effect might be the biggest thing that we deal with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing other than I sell time. I'm a time salesman because that's what my business is time. We fix cars. It takes time. So we sell time.
Right.
It happens to be cars that we fix.
Right.
And cause and effect is the biggest thing we deal with.
Yeah.
And we can make it comfortable for you, I promise. I don't have the biggest waiting rooms, do I, Frank?
No.
I got cold water, though, don't I?
It's comfortable.
You can count candy canes and win.
Yeah.
One of our business associates won the candy cane count in Palm City.
Cool.
You know who it was?
No, who was?
Copley's RV.
Outstanding.
Mr. Copley won it. I was so proud to let him know.
Well, very cool.
Isn't that great?
That is cool. He's a great guy.
He sure is. So he won.
Good for him.
But let's get back to this Pathfinder. So here's the evidence.
Yes.
Evidence is the screen stays on, and we know the battery unequivocally
had a
has
bad
failed.
cell.
That's right. Now here's something else that happened. After I turned the car on about 3 times, on the 4th time when I turned the button or pushed the button, didn't turn it on, I pushed it on, the whole ignition switch fell into the dash.
Whoops.
Okay, so I'm just observational.
Yeah,
now
right,
we haven't diagnosed anything. But I was noticing that when you would turn the ignition switch on and off, it seemed to be once you turned the ignition or push the button off, the engine and the ignition, it would say it was still on. Okay, that's clue number 1. Clue number 2 is I could not, for the life of me, get the navigation screen to go off at all. Okay. And here's another bit of information on the Pathfinders.
All right.
Pathfinders, when they ship these things new, there is a special plug that you can pull out in the fuse panel that still stays attached, but pulls out almost like a removable circuit breaker that doesn't get completely removed. It just detents out for shipping. And that will stop all battery drain in the entire vehicle.
All right.
Okay. So it has that. And
that's kind of a nice feature.
And one of the known features, one of the known problem spots with Nissans with the touch screens, and it's a touch screen because it's a navigation. It's also your radio screen. It also can be your air conditioning screen when it comes up on the screen, is they can get out of sync with the ignition switch. Out of sync. So it's like a push me, pull me.
Yeah.
You when the ignition turns on, it could go in a different state. So when you turn the ignition off, what I noticed was the navigation screen was not in sync with the switch. And that was my key bit of evidence. The navigation screen was out of sync with the functionality of the different push button functions of the switch. Because, on a push button ignition system on a car, you can push it without pushing the brake. You can push it once. You can push it twice to power up everything. Then if you put your foot on the brake and then push it again, it'll start. Or you can start with nothing on and put your foot on the brake and then push it and it'll start up. So there's different logic circuits and logic functions of the push button ignition switch that a lot of people don't know about.
No, I didn't know that either.
I don't know if you know what I mean. You can put it in different states, kind of like turning the key backwards on the old GMs.
Right.
Didn't you have a Malibu at one point?
Absolutely.
And I bet if you took that key and turned it counterclockwise instead of clockwise towards you, it would go into the accessory mode. Is that correct?
Accessory mode. Turn on the radio or your 8-track player.
Now you're getting there. When this car was turned off,
it was on accessory mode.
Yes, it was.
Aha.
Bingo.
Aha.
Okay, that's a clue. Now we're getting somewhere.
So circuits are still hot.
Yeah. Just on the radio and the accessory stuff. So, and what happened to the ignition switch by coincidence when I was pushed it the 4th time? It pushed into the dash.
Yeah.
So we know we're replacing the ignition switch or
Right.
button.
Right.
Okay. And we know, what did I tell you too about how when Nissans are shipped from when they're built, there's a reset. It's a master reset switch. Kind of reboots everything. Any of our listeners out there ever done a hard reboot on a car or on a phone?
Sure.
And your Apple phone doesn't work or your Samsung phone doesn't work. Have you ever done a hard reset or ever heard of that?
Sure.
If you have a PC out there and you've held the on button for like 5 minutes and it turns off, but you're still holding the button and it resets everything. A new ignition switch, a new battery, and a hard reset on that car fixed it.
Wow.
No, it was the problem. It was out of sync. And it got, I argue, I think it got out of sync. I think the ignition switch got damaged, and I believe it got out of sync with the navigation screen because one of the cells failed in the battery.
Yeah.
Fifth bit of information. The battery was only 4 months old. But it was not a very good quality battery.
Right.
And it wasn't her undoings. It was the road service that came and did it.
Uh-huh.
No names to be mentioned.
Right.
It's 3 letters.
Yeah. No. Okay. Fair enough. I know. Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
I
Beginning of
know.
the alphabet.
Okay.
Okay. Not a real good quality battery.
No.
Okay. So the battery failed
Yeah.
at a lower voltage. So if you have one cell go bad in the battery, you get about 11 volts or so.
Mm.
It caused the ignition switch to be damaged, which also caused the navigation system to become out of sync with the ignition switch. So no matter what you did with the switch, it was always in accessory mode when you turned it off. A hard boot reset through that plug that they provide on these Nissans when they make them.
Yeah.
A new ignition switch, which doesn't involve programming, just plug and play.
Right.
And a new battery.
Right.
Good to go.
Nice.
Now, here's the story, though. The customer was all in fear that they were going to have to trade it in. They wanted to trade it in today.
Because it was a bad switch.
Yeah, bad switch and a bad battery. I mean, come on. But that is what we see out there. People are just...
So they're ready for another 130,000 miles.
Yes, but they were in fear.
Yeah.
And I know where the fear comes from, and so do you.
Yeah, the lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge and also bad experience.
Right. Right.
Right? Bad experience, lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Not because they're a dum-dum.
Right. Right.
But because it's just outside their realm.
Right.
I don't know. You know, if you asked a tax clerk at the county appraiser's office, if you asked me how to process an invoice for the city, I couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know how to do it. Doesn't mean I'm a dum-dum. It just means I just don't know how to do it.
That's not in your wheelhouse.
Not in my wheelhouse.
Exactly.
Well, if cars aren't in your wheelhouse and you've had bad experiences elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
what's your first thought going to be?
Is another bad thing.
This is the tip of the iceberg. I got to trade this Titanic in.
Right.
Get the lifeboats. Wait, they can't be found.
we don't know where they're at.
They don't know where the Titanic lifeboats are.
I know it.
Where are they? You don't think it's because I had a different name on them in it?
It's a possibility. That's why I sent that
That's
article.
why I was thinking about it hard and fast. I'm thinking there's something going on here about that Titanic. And did you hear the story about the one guy that testified that had the recording before he died that there was a hole in the front of the ship and he heard an explosion?
Yeah.
Okay, there's some different stuff going around that wheelhouse over there.
Something's afoot.
Yeah, something's afloat.
That's, or not.
It's not an iceberg.
Okay. We'll be right back, so stick with us.
can see clearly now, the rain is gone.
It's nice when you clean those windows.
You want to see her clearly.
Do you remember we did the test?
We did.
Two sessions ago,
Mhm.
or 3 sessions ago, we
Mhm.
had some of the latest and greatest glass cleaners out there. And the conclusion I've come to is the foamy aerosol type cleaners are the best.
Okay.
Frank, have you run into that? I don't know if you've.
Well, I clean glass for a living, or I used to when I had my custom picture frame shop.
Okay, so now I
So-
want to hear a professional's
So as
opinion.
far as cleaning the glass, I'm a big fan of just isopropyl and water, 50-50 mix. You take the 70% isopropyl, mix it with an equal amount of water,
Mhm.
and you've got an outstanding glass cleaner. Smells nice, cleans and disinfects your windows, so not a bad benefit.
Okay.
And then
But now let's get into the car, the real world, where you're not a professional and you
Right.
need to probably buy something.
right.
I can tell you that the foamy stuff seems to
Yeah.
adhere best to the window.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you, some of these good glass cleaners, I don't know what's in them.
The Sprayway foamy spray, that's one I used to use. It's very good. It's
It's good.
excellent.
But I believe that some of these current glass cleaners, these ones that are touted as new and improved formulas or new formulation or new companies out there that have these, I believe that there's almost like a Rain-X product that's inside of those above and beyond the cleaner that provides a sheen and almost a micro thin coating on the glass that gives you water repellency. Comment on that.
So I washed my windows with my isopropyl and water, and then I went over it with the spray wax that I bought from you,
Which is the Lucas,
spray wax,
which smells like bubblegum and Christmas.
It's just wonderful.
Isn't that good stuff?
It's still working to this day. I did that in December.
Isn't it good stuff?
It's still working,
I
and
told you.
and it improved the life and the function of my wiper blades too. By the way,
Oh, it does, because if you have a waxed,
it transfers.
I've told you this. You have to wax your windows.
Yeah.
You wax your windows, custom people. Anyone that's listening
And the
out
water
there,
just beads off.
it beads right off. Don't wax your windows.
Yeah,
But you got to clean it first.
of course.
And one of the ways to get rid of the fog in the morning when you start your car up and you're heading to work and that condensate is on the inside of the windows,
Right.
a lot of that condensate or smudgy look is not, it's actually a coating that's inside, an oil that's inside that glass that happens from just humans being inside a closed area.
And
Whether it's your breath, whether it's the oil off your skin, the food you eat, whatever, it is on the glass.
it's in the plastics cooking off in your car too.
Yes, and good point. It might not even be the big factor. It might not even be the human factor. It might be the
Plastics.
organics and the what they call the volatile organic compounds, the
VOCs.
VOCs, and that builds up a smudgy residue film on that glass. And I'm telling you, the only way to get it is to clean it. And if you try to wipe it with a dry cloth, it actually smears.
It does.
And it's like an oil.
It'll make you crazy.
But I'm telling you, in the morning, when you get the fog in the morning, a good part of that distraction that you get is because of that oil crud that's on there. So people, wax your windows. You can wax the windows on the inside too, by the way.
Yes, you can.
You take our advice.
I've done it, and
Come to Crown Car Care in Palm City and buy you a bottle of this Lucas
I love that
cleaner.
stuff,
And I'm telling you, the kicker is it smells like Christmas and bubblegum.
and it lasts forever.
But doesn't it smell good?
Yeah,
And you don't need much.
And the bottle goes a long way.
Oh, I bet you can get 5 or 6 times out of it for your car. Easy.
Oh, easily. Maybe
And it's
more.
like $12 a bottle or something like that. But it's a wonderful blue.
Money well spent.
Made in the USA.
Right.
Made in the USA. Quality bottle, quality sprayer. And you can shut the sprayer off so it won't leak out if it spills, if your bottle tips over. It really is a good looking, sharp bottle. And it's quite large. It's quite voluminous. And it really does the job like I've been preaching that it does. But it does equally as well on paint.
Yeah.
I think we should bring another bottle in again and I'll do a test on it.
All right.
Not the glass, but we'll just clean some stuff. I use it around my house even yet sometimes.
Oh,
Your
sure.
refrigerator, anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good stuff.
Yeah. Any painted surface. Why not put it on your fridge?
Yeah.
It
It's
makes
real
it-
good.
Yeah.
Could you do it on wallpaper?
I would not recommend that.
Because you were the one armed wallpaper
I
hanger.
will.
Is it hard to hang wallpaper?
Not if you know what you're doing.
How do you, when you get to a corner where it's not 90 degrees, what happens?
You cut it in the corner and you replumb.
You do restart though.
You have to replumb. You cut it into the corner, and so the human eye cannot determine where the design does not really
Match up in the corner.
Correct.
So that's where you make your corrective action, not halfway run down.
No. In the corners.
Oh.
And you always want to start where you exit. You start near a door. So when you go around the room, you're going to exit over the top of the door. So if you have a mismatch, it's going to be in the back it'll be at your back when you enter the room.
Do you remember those plastic that looked like a trough that you used to put the paper in?
Yes. Yeah, wallpaper, water troughs, water trays.
You can't even find those anymore.
No, probably not.
Yeah, but we used to have a whole bunch of them. I used to help my dad wallpaper all the time.
Did you?
So the tip of the day is you can see clearly now in 2020 if you take Frank and I's advice.
Yes.
Clean and wax your windows.
Yeah, use a glass cleaner of your choice.
Yes.
I prefer not to use the colored stuff with the blue color in the bottle. It's
right.
nonsense.
No, I get that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But if you're looking to buy something, get a foamy stuff and then wax it with good old Lucas.
Yes.
And you will.
And it smells great. It looks great. And it lasts forever.
And your wiper blades do seem to last longer because the friction of the dirt isn't eating up the edge.
Right. Ooh. And
tip number 3 on that one.
Yeah.
Wiper blades last longer if you wax your windows, people.
Nice.
And if you have any questions, come to Crown Car Care. Our phone number is 772-781-8000, 772-781-8000. Give us a call. Bye.
Bye. We'll see you next week.